The strike. Last year we had the actors and the writers strike, which affected movies and television. They finally came to an agreement. But now the union that represents people who works in games, that division of the union is now affecting the video game market. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it, they are now striking for better payment. Let's read it. American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, or SAG Labor Union, announced on Thursday that union members who work on video games will be going on strike effective today, July 26th. There's the tweet right there. SAG has been negotiating for more than a... Bruh, what the fuck? We hate ads. Wow, y'all blocked the damn article. Let's go to the source then. The convenience bargaining group whom SAG is negotiating includes Activision. What is Activision's being greedy? What a surprise. Blind Light LLC. Who do they represent? I don't know that one. Let's Google this shit. Los Angeles-based company providing Hollywood production services to video games. What have they worked on? Your stories, your characters are... Do they do mostly like animation stuff? What have they worked on? Pay What You Owe, Starfield, Guild Wars 2, Deathloop, Destiny, Fallout, Epic 7, Elder Scrolls, Avengers, heavy hitters. Okay. Disney, EA's being greedy. What a surprise. Formosa Interactive. I don't know them either. Let's learn. You might be wondering, why am I Googling these? Because I think it's important to learn these names, learn these companies, so we know who's fucking over who. They work on 3D art, console. They work on more of the art side. Oh, they also do voiceover work, sound design, music. They've worked on Helldivers, God of War, Destiny, Madden, Call of Duty, Horizon, Dead Space, Suicide Squad. Heavy hitters. What the hell? There we go. Insomniac. What? Llama Productions, Take-Two, VoiceWorks, and WB Games. Of course, WB is being greedy. I'm surprised to see Insomniac on here. Any games looking to employ SAG talent to perform covered work must sign on to the new tiered budget independent interactive media agreement, the interim interactive media agreement, or the interim interactive localization agreement. These agreements offer critical AI protections for members. So they don't want any of their voice actors or their actors, anything. They don't want none of that shit being duplicated by AI. They want the protection for gaming. Negotiations began October 22nd. 2002, my bad, on September 24th. But members approved a video game strike authorization with a 98% yes vote. Pretty much everybody. Should Ubisoft, I guess? Probably. Really makes you respect Capcom. I mean, most of these are Western companies, now that I think about it. Yeah, there's not... Well, I mean, it makes sense because this is dealing with Western shit anyway. So like, there's no point even bringing up Capcom. Like, that's its own thing. They would be represented by Japanese unions, the people who work over there. This is a Western issue. So I don't know the situation with how it works over in Japan. Although agreements have been reached on many issues important to SAG members, the employers refuse to cooperate in clear and enforceable language that they will protect all performers covered by this contract in their AI language. Translation, they've been trying to hit them with a handshake. Like, nah, we want it in writing. Working conditions are not great in Japan, LOL. Yeah, I don't know about gaming working conditions, but if I had to take an educated guess, they're probably not great in gaming because they're not great in... I know anime ain't great. I know the animators in anime get worked like a motherfucker, so I would imagine the animators in gaming get too. So like, I wouldn't be putting Capcom on a pedestal too. We don't know. We need more data. We got to do our research. Yo, shout out to Chicago Rose with the sub. The video game industry generates billions of dollars in profit annually. The driving force behind the success is the creative people who design and create those games. Yep. That include the SAG members who bring memorable and beloved gaming characters to life, and they deserve and demand the same fundamental protections as performers in film, television, streaming, music, fair compensation, and the right of informed consent of the AI use. Translation: Gaming has surpassed movies and music as the most popular form of media consumed in the world. Multi-billions upon billions of dollars, and the CEOs are making more money, but the people who are making the games are not. All while, at least here in the West, the cost of living has gone up. Why are these developers, why are these artists, why are these music composers, these voice actors not getting paid more? I remember when the actor strike and the writer strike happened last year. Me and Siggy were playing Apex and somebody in the chat said, what do you think the solution is? Nigga, pay them. If everybody's making more money, there's no reason why. Last I checked, the EA CEO is making like 30 to 50 million or something. There's no reason for that. That should go to the people who made you rich. Versus, at least, one thing I do know about Japan, their CEOs, they don't make as much money. I think the CEO of Nintendo makes 2 million, I read. Like, we get it. You're the head of the company. You're the one that's making the moves that really push the company to the next level, but you didn't do all the work. What do you mean you can't live with a $2 to $5 million salary? Why do you need $50 million? I need another boat. No, you don't, nigga. No, you don't. And you know, the crazy part is, this is the thing that always kind of blew my mind, at least in the West, about like capitalism. A happy employee is an efficient employee. And an efficient employee is a creative employee, which means everybody wins. If the person who's working that you employed is comfortable, they don't have to worry about how they're gonna feed their family. They're able to take a trip every once in a while, go out to eat, see a movie, buy some clothes. When their mind is not, or just the necessities, food, electricity, water. When you're able to afford the necessities without worrying, it frees up your mind to be more creative. And if they're more creative, we're gonna get better products, which means in turns, us, the consumer, will spend more money, so long as you market it correctly, because we know Microsoft loves to buy studios and then not market the games, and then blame everybody but themselves. We don't know why nobody's buying our games, because nobody knew Flintlock came out until I streamed it. Yo, shout out to Sith with the subs. Appreciate it. Did you get a chance to see Deadpool and Wolverine yet? No, I'm seeing it Sunday. No spoilers, please. No spoilers. Frankly, it's stunning that these video game studios haven't learned anything from the lessons of the last year, that our members can and will stand up and demand fair and equitable treatment with the respect of AI, and the public support us in that, said their spokesperson. If everybody ups and quits, you CEOs ain't gonna make no money. Stand together. I watched the video by Henry Ford, and Ford Motors used to pay all their employees for the time they weren't working rather than the time they did. So all the workers always did the work quick and efficiently so they could go back to earning money and didn't pay people what they owe. Pay people. You know, the crazy part is too, and this speaks to how greedy they are. I don't even think that you need to pay them like excessively. Last I read, like the average game developer, like starting salary is like 70, 80,000. If you pay every hard-working game developer like 200,000, 250, I bet you everybody would work a whole lot better. I bet you, like, it doesn't even need to be some drag, and we know you can afford it because you made 50 million by yourself. Let's see, 18 months of negotiations have showed us that our employees are not interested in fair, reasonable AI protections, but rather flagrant exploitation. We refuse this paradigm. We will not leave any of our members behind, nor will we wait for sufficient protection any longer. We look forward to collaborating with teams on our interim and independent contracts, which provide AI transparency, consent, and compensation to all performers, and continue to negotiate in good faith with this bargaining group when they're already joined us in the world that we deserve. You know, the funny part too is these developers are getting fucking worked really hard. Everybody's making a live service game, right? Do you know what comes with a live service game? More work. Not only do these developers now have to make the game, you now want us to make skins, new game modes, new characters, new abilities, new animations, new music, new voice line. I could keep going. You want us to make new content every 3 months? Because usually that's how long these seasons last in these live service games. They're like 2.5, 3 months. Like, do y'all like, I feel like as a consumer, Sometimes we don't take a step back. Do you understand how much work that is? You want these people to drop content every 2.5 months? Mocapping? Come on, bro. These sports games you want them to come out every year? That's why they fucking suck. Would you ever consider going to DreamCon and doing a panel at DreamCon? If they invited me, sure. But like to just be walking around, doesn't really interest me too much. But I've never been invited. I'm not part of the cool kids club. So I don't know if that'll ever happen. If you want to see it happen, tweet them. But for now, I'm not part of the Black Illuminati. It's funny because isn't that ironic? We have a group called the Illuminati, but I'm not part of the Illuminati of like Black creators. There's definitely like a clique, and I don't mean that as an insult. I think they just don't know I exist. And to be fair, part of it is me. I don't care if they know I exist. I love people from afar. Free games are crazy enough to me. Yeah, and then they're free on top of that, these games. Damn, I was hoping to see you maybe one day. I've been every year since I might get up and go one day. Like you might hear me be like, yeah, I'm gonna show up. But like to do like a panel or something like that, I'm not important enough. I'm not like popular enough to do like a panel, or like I'm not like cool enough with the people that are like running the things. But like if I were to go, it'd probably just be like as a regular person walking around. You wouldn't even know, you would just see me. But do you think y'all talk about Deadpool 3 on the pod if all GI sees it? It's possible. It's possible. What's the name? And keeping it in the realm of the what's it called? The strike stuff. One game that will not be affected by the video game strike is Grand Theft Auto 6. It is still slated to release next year. Actors Union, though, they are not happy that GTA 6 is strike exempt, but confirms in the contract. It's insane, but it's there. Translation, I don't think they read the contract, that they weren't protected. Video game actors are on strike. Approximately 160,000 members in the union say the major video game makers have refused to include sufficient protections against generative AI in their contracts. The game makers disagree, and for now, the parties are in peril. The strike means that union actors will not work on new games and productions at the number of major studios until they can agree on a new contract. Take-Two Interactive, parent company of Rockstar, is one of the game makers being struck by Grand Theft Auto 6 by far. Let me read that again. Take-Two Interactive, parent company of Rockstar, is one of the game makers being struck, but Grand Theft Auto 6, by far the most anticipated upcoming game and one we expect to contain gigs worth of dialogue, may not be slowed down as a result. Talk about a run-on sentence. I had to read that back because it kept fucking going. I had to read it correctly. We definitely need paid employees. Creativity in the gaming industry and the moving industry has been hella lacking. Pay them. I'm always going to be pay them. I want to see people eat. We need Joe Biden to bring back the black jobs. If he wakes up. Grand Theft Auto 6 and many other games are exempt from the strike because it doesn't affect games that started production over a year ago. And we know Grand Theft Auto 6 has been in production for like 50 years. According to statements from the union and the game makers, which were acquired by Kotaku, and an FAQ, the union explains that some companies have games that cannot be struck due to certain contract terms, and so it is easier to think about the strike in terms of struck games as opposed to struck companies. Meaning this is really going to only affect newer games. In a report on Aftermath, the union chief contract officer Ray Rodriguez says that the union is obviously not happy about Grand Theft Auto being exempt, but affirmed that the rule about already in developed games exists, says it was bargained into a legacy agreement created before the SAG and the unions merged. Translation, eventually we're going to try to get that part of the contract reprimanded as well. We're going to try to fix that up later. It's the language that merged the union basically inherited that I think is insane, said Rodriguez, but it's there. The union's FAQ notes, however, that although members will not be disciplined for working these games, they may still choose to stand in solidarity with their following members by refusing to cross a picket line. So in the contract, it says that they still have to work on Grand Theft Auto 6, but they said, hey, if you choose not to, we're going to support you. My only issue with that is, where does that lead to? Would that get them blackballed down the line or something? In other words, actors who are invited to work on games that aren't struck but come from companies that are, GTA 6 will qualify, may choose to turn the offers down. They could include actors who previously did work for games under daily contracts or are being asked to sign new ones. So people who aren't represented by the union, people who are on 10-day contracts. The goal of the strike is to formalize fair compensation and the right of the informed consider the AI use of act. Yeah, we know. Blah, 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 blah. AI deed probably is going to get done by then. Fuck them folks. We want Grand Theft Auto 6. Laugh my ass off. Nah, I don't agree with that. I don't co-sign that, Wolfman. Grand Theft Auto 6. First of all, y'all know my stance. Grand Theft Auto is one of the most overrated franchises to me. I know it's the pinnacle of gaming for casuals, but it's not for me, so I don't really care. But that aside, I'm always gonna. I want people. Listen, we are in rough times. I want people to be able to feed their families, especially if you look at it from the stance of these developers. I think y'all got to understand So I actually read a tweet the other day. A lot of developers are quitting the industry because not only do they not get paid, but they don't get to see their families. They at these studios all day. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you some insight. I've been to numerous studios. I've been to Epic Games. I've been to Riot. I've been to several EA studios, some in Europe, some in Canada. I've been to a bunch of different studios. I've gotten studio tours. Let me give y'all some insight. I know at EA, they had a soccer field. They had a basketball court in that bitch. Epic Games, matter of fact, every studio I've been to had a gym, had showers in there. Epic had an arcade, an old school arcade with cabinets. They live in these studios. I don't think y'all understand. They have like lounges so people can relax and like read. They live in these studios. They don't really get to see their families because game development takes so long, especially in crunch time. So if you mean to tell me if they're going to produce this creativity, this art, and they don't get to see their families at bare minimum until after the development, at bare minimum, I think they should get paid. Come on, y'all. So it's like that zombie anime. I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe. I think at bare minimum, like, come on, y'all. Like, I know we love games, but relax. They are overworked. Why do you say it's overrated? You said Grand Theft Auto. It's just my personal opinion. I know it's gonna piss people off. I think Grand Theft Auto is overrated because it doesn't do anything particularly great. I think Grand Theft Auto I think it's a good series, but do I think it's great? In my opinion, no. The reason why is like, because I'm a gameplay first person. Gameplay wise, I don't think it's done anything mind blowing. The shooting is average. The driving is average. Probably the best thing about it is the stories. The mini games average. They don't do anything. Like why would I want to play golfing in Grand Theft Auto over an actual golf game? You see what I'm saying? Like that's the one thing that I would always critique on it. I feel like they need to focus on something that really just Grand Theft Auto is a jack of all trades, and I feel like that's why low-key a lot of people love it. It gives you good bang for your buck. When you buy Grand Theft Auto, you know you're gonna be able to go online, virtually gangbang, play some golf, drive some fancy cars. There's rumors that basketball could be in it. You might be able to play basketball in there. It comes with a lot in it, and I understand why people love it. I'm just telling you from my personal standpoint. I'd rather play a game that like it does something really, really well. Did you play GTA as a kid? I did. I played a few of them, but still doesn't blow me away. Like, I don't know. To me, like, I grew up on Smash Bros. Melee. Come on. Super Mario 3. Come on. If I was on an island and you asked me if I wanted a copy of Grand Theft Auto or Super Smash Bros. Melee, I'm taking Melee. I don't want to fuck hookers that bad. What about Red Dead? I've never liked Red Dead. I'm not into like cowboy shit. That's why. So let's get something straight. Please don't twist my words. I'm not saying that Grand Theft Auto is a bad game. In my opinion, it's just a little overrated. But if you love it, more power to you. It doesn't make me mad if you love it. I'm gonna still play Grand Theft Auto 6. Don't get it twisted. But you said, nah, you missing out? Not if I don't like cowboys. How am I missing out? I like space shit. I would take a Bully too. I never got to play Bully, so I can't speak on it. I played GTA 6 as a kid. I was more excited for Rebirth. GTA 6 as a kid? What? What are you talking about? I meant GTA. Okay. I was like, what to say? This nigga from the future? We got a time travel in the chat. Me personally, I prefer a game where it has like a very specific gameplay loop that it masters. Like there's nothing, let me give you an example. I don't know why this game is coming to my head, but like a game like Devil May Cry or like Bayonetta, right? Where the focus is like the combo system. There's nothing in Grand Theft Auto, in my opinion, that's better than the combo system in Bayonetta. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's what I'm trying to, that's why I feel like I'm just not that big into versus Grand Theft Auto. Everything it does, it's just like, it's okay. The driving, it's okay. The shooting, it's okay. The cover system's ass. Customization, it's cool. Like everything's just cool. It's just cool. I want a specialist. So it comes down to preference. It comes down to preference, I guess. Everything's just cool. You said, you know what? What? Did that make sense? Like what I was saying? Do you think Kevin Durant will play this weekend? I hope so. God damn, we need a goddamn win. Where we going next? What we got? Oh, you said, you know what? You're right. Yeah, that's the best way I can articulate it. I'll take a specialist over a do-it-all type of player. Jack of all trades and master of none. That's what I always feel like Grand Theft Auto was. Yeah, that's all. Wait, I thought we've been winning. We have, barely. We need to be blowing teams out. Let's talk about skill-based matchmaking. A lot of y'all say y'all hate it. A lot of y'all, a lot of y'all say that, you know, XDefiant was the Call of Duty killer because it had no skill-based matchmaking. That was one of their big, instead of, you know, putting a bunch of content in the game, they kept talking about no skill-based matchmaking. It turns out that was a lie. Studies have been done. And it's been revealed that Activision secretly has experimented on 50% of Call of Duty players by decreasing skill-based matchmaking. They've done a secret hotfix where they decreased the skill-based matchmaking. And it was determined players like skill-based matchmaking, even if they don't know it. People don't know what they want? What? Let's read along. Activision, let's get it. The new paper, a 25-page document titled "The Role of Skill in Matchmaking" is as impressive as it is jarring. On one hand, it's a little funny that Activision is treating the topic with tact and seriousness, posing such question as what is skill in mapping kills per minute and skill buttons on graphs, when we all know that naysayers will probably just say skill-based matchmaking is still trash and move on. But it's also a wild document for a video game. I don't think we've ever seen a major studio go this in-depth on an intricate criteria and details that its algorithm uses to judge us. So they've done their own study. Some of us on the ground have covered this before, and we finally learned for sure back in April that Call of Duty's matchmaker, above all else, values finding matches quickly over ensuring it's being perfectly balanced. What players might find most interesting is the discovery that Activision ran a secret test to see what Call of Duty would be like with less skill-based matchmaking. Those sneaky devils. The experiment ran in Modern Warfare 3 in early 2024, so this is up-to-date data. At the point of this stream, Black Ops 6 is not out, so this is the most accurate data that we have right now. Discreetly, Activision toned down the skill-based matchmaking for 50% of North American Modern Warfare 3 players. The results? Over 90! Let me say that for you. Over 90% of players with toned down skill-based matchmaking played less Call of Duty after the change, with the top 10% of skilled players not affected. Because a skilled player is a skilled player. They're gonna win. They're gonna do whatever. It's more so like that type of algorithm is more so for like the mid-tier players like me. Although I really don't give a fuck because it's Call of Duty. But you know, the average player, you gotta, you know, do things to keep them on the game. But a high-level player, they're gonna win regardless. The paper goes on to confirm what has, to me, always been the most obvious reason to have skill-based matchmaking. Random matchmaking primarily benefits really good players and disproportionately sucks for the average skill-based player. True. That's why you see so many of these sweat-ass streamers complaining about skill-based matchmaking, these pro gamers. Skill-based matchmaking sucks. Aren't you in the LGS or whatever that shit is in Apex? Aren't you part of the Call of Duty MLG circuit? Ain't you supposed to be winning? Your lobbies are sweaty because you're a fucking sweat yourself, and you're just mad that you can't hop into a lobby and play against somebody like me and get dunked because you're getting dunked against people that you are supposed to be winning against. Translation, a lot of pro gamers are Jason Tatum. What do I mean by that? A fucking fraud. Carried to an NBA championship, averaging 4 points in the FIBA tournament, Paris Olympics. You said something in beads? Mickey. Yeah, Mickey. This is funny. This data, this is why we've become the numbers guy. This data proves my point that I've been, pro gamers have ruined shit. I miss the day. It hurts their ego. Yeah, it hurts their ego that they're getting shit on. They want to shit on us. Us average everyday people, we just want to play the game and have fun. I'm sorry. The guy who goes to work in a steel mill, the guy who works in the office, the woman who, I don't know, does a secretary job as a librarian, a teacher, whatever. When they get off from work and they get on the game, we don't want to play you niggas whose chair stinks. We want to play people like us. Me personally, we were playing Marvel Rivals last night. I was having fun. We played a bunch of games. We won most of them. A couple we got our scout pushed back, but I didn't get mad because it felt like it was a good balance of player bases that we ran into. But we don't want the Evo chairs. These pro gamers are ruining everything. And they sit on Twitter and they fucking cry about how skill-based matchmaking is ruining shit. No, you're ruining shit. And most of you fucking suck. Y'all know, y'all do, and this is one of my biggest arguments why pro gaming has ruined gaming. I would have no problem with pro gaming if it generated enough revenue, right? If it created an economy where it was employing people. But esports is not a profitable business. So we've turned gaming into this sweat fest and we're not even creating jobs. The average pro player cannot afford to fly themselves to an event. And then you have to win to make some money. It's a what? $10, $20, $30,000 prize pool at this event. It's 5 of you on the team. We got to break that down by 5. Then we got to apply taxes. Then you got to apply the expenses, the travel fees, the Ubers, the food. You niggas is broke. You're broke. And you know how I know you niggas is broke? Last year, when we tried to do a community tournament for Tekken 7. This is before Tekken 8 came out, if y'all don't know this story. I made the mistake of tweeting out GI community tournament. The prize would be $3,000. It was supposed to be for the Discord, my community, people who support me, giving back. And I own it. It was my mistake. I didn't word it the best. What happened was it attracted a lot of Tekken 7 brokies, FGC losers. The worst comment I seen a nigga tweet, because this was like right before Combo Breaker 2023. This nigga tweeted, "Fuck Combo Breaker. I canceled my flight. I'm playing in this event, my event." Because to me, $3,000 wasn't a lot. At least I thought these pros was making more money. Apparently not. Apparently not. I thought you niggas was making $50,000, $100,000, $5 million. Nope. Broke. These niggas is making $25,000 a year being a pro gamer. They spend $2,000 for the flight in a hotel just to lose, just to drown in pools. They come back home $500 in debt. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Fuck your passion. How about that? I don't give a fuck about how passionate you are. Did you know it's Combo Breaker weekend? Yeah, at least we got a good meme out of it. Fuck your passion. You're broke. You're 35 pushing 40 with your dingy ass fight stick. Your scuff gaming controller with the broken paddle on the back. We don't care. Skill-based matchmaking is not the problem. You are. Combo brokey. That's what we should call it. So that's my biggest issue always been with pro gaming. The sweats would be cool if it created an economy, but it didn't. And it remains to see whether or not. I don't know if it ever will. I don't know. Right now, we've ruined casual gaming for a bunch of brokies. Let's see what else. Let's keep reading though. That was my tangent. Combo brokey is fucking funny. Combo brokey 2023. Fucking came out the water like piranhas. I'm not going to Combo Breaker. I'm going to this online event. Tournament's canceled. No, new rule. You got to be in the Discord at least 3 months to participate. Niggas not joining the Discord to come steal. Motherfuckers was bragging on social media. I'm about to rob them. No, you not. Rob who, nigga? I ain't never had my chain taken. Canceled. Then they was mad on Twitter talking shit about me. Y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed. This is funny. I don't know if y'all remember when I canceled it so I could figure out how to better do a tournament for the community that didn't involve those MLG brokies. A lot of them were talking shit on Twitter, making videos about me. I don't know if y'all noticed, I never acknowledged any of it. Do you know why? You niggas is broke. So if you ask me, yeah, the event is canceled, but my community loved me because I protected what I made for the community. And then on top of that, now you're mad and you're broke? You lost. You lost. Meanwhile, I'm minding my business. You're not getting no rent money for you, buddy. You said they were making videos. Yeah, I had multiple people making videos about me talking shit. I didn't acknowledge none of that shit. I'm like, at the end of the day, you're still broke. Like, what are we talking about here? Let's keep reading on, though. Skill issues. Although illuminating is Activision spelling out exactly which factors affect your skill assessment at the end of the match. You probably correctly assumed what most of them are. Match total kills. This value tells us, yeah, we know, kill death ratio, and then kills by enemies. This value ensures players cannot artificially drop their skill by simply self-killing. So basically cheating, basically throwing games so that you can stay in like lower ranks. Your score. So basically they take all of this info and then they create like an elo for you to basically justify your skill level. Your score apparently isn't a factor. The game isn't taking specific support actions like healing enemies or capturing objectives into account directly. It should. But then again, it's Call of Duty. We can't expect high IQ plays. That's why niggas act the way that they do. They play objective-based modes and just go for kill feeds. According to Activision, the biggest reason to use skill-based matchmaking is to prevent blowouts, which we know are not fun for players on the losing end. The paper continues, it's not just vibes guiding COD skill-based matchmaking. Activision says it has the numbers to back it up. Yo, let me ask y'all, chat. Do you like or dislike skill-based matchmaking? Because I'm going to be honest. I've never heard... Maybe I'm ignorant. I haven't really seen regular people bitch about it. I really only see sweats bitch about it. I feel like when I hop on Call of Duty, I have a good time for the most part. I don't care. I don't really see what the issue was. You mad because you're not winning every tournament? Not for or against it. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel. I'm not for. I don't really care. I'm not on the game enough. Get off the fucking game. I don't mind it if they have devs that want it. It's fine. I'm just here for the vibes. I like it. I don't care either. This is proving my point. People in the chat are mostly saying I don't care or I'm indifferent about it. The only people who are mad about skill-based matchmaking are, I don't even want to call them pros. They're wannabe pros. They're people on the circuit who don't win. They go to pools and they drown. Put some floaties on, bitch. Get good. And these be the same people on Twitter in forums on Reddit telling you to get good. No, you get good. You've been pro for 5 years. I remember I was on Twitter one time. I seen this pro put in their bio they've won $11,000. Nigga, you're living in poverty. And by the way, 11,000 in total. It was in their bio. $11,000 won total in Call of Duty prize money. Like 11,000, maybe like first place. That's impressive. But total? 500 here. You're living in poverty, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, you're a minimum wage gamer. How you become pro? Anybody can become pro. Technically, you just go to an event. Like if I were to participate in Evo this year, technically I'm pro because I competed, whether I win or lose. I made 11K in 2 months. We posting salaries and bios now where they do that at. I've seen it on somebody's Twitter bio. I've seen it. It was fun. It was during the XDefiant beta. Me and my girl was playing, and there was this dude in our lobby. He was nice. I'm not gonna take it away. He was nice. He was bodying us. I was like, God damn, this little aimbot ass nigga. He had like 50 kills. He carried their team, and he had Twitch TV in his name. So then I Googled it and I found his Twitter, and it was in his bio. Won $11,000 total in cash prizes, Call of Duty. Like, man, you niggas is ruining the fun for everybody to live below the poverty line. This is crazy. I just don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it. We found that balancing skill against other matchmaking factors quantifiably increases the extent to which most players play and enjoy Call of Duty, the paper reads. When skill is utilized in matchmaking, 80 to 90% of players experience better end of match placement, stick with the game longer, and quit matches less frequently. And this is a business. This is what they want. They want people to stay on the servers. That's what these pros don't understand. It's not about you staying on the server, that 1 to 5% of players. It's about the 90% of players, the 95% of players staying on, because that's how they make their money. If the pro scene dies tomorrow, I hate to break it to you. Anybody who's a pro gamer in the chat, listen. If the pro season dies tomorrow, the scene, gaming will be fine. It will be fine. Before there was a pro Smash Bros scene, we played Super Smash Bros and Super Smash Bros Melee for fun. The paper goes on and on to explain its excruciating detail how Call of Duty balances its skill considerations with matchmaking time, which we all remember from the beginning of its class, is ultimately more important for Activision. The gist is getting that the matchmaker strikes is good, whatever. That's the gist of it. Any pros in here? Gaming would be better. Smash Pro is the Smash scene is damn near dead now. To be fair, the Smash scene is damn near dead because of Nintendo. They refuse to support it. That's why. Make gaming casual again. We got to get a Trump style hat. Make gaming casual again. That's fucking funny. Like I said, man, we've let these losers infiltrate. You pay your own way. There's an amateur in every sport. Expose yourself, you minimum wage gamers. Expose yourself, bruh. Like, dude, you're 33. You still live with mommy and daddy. Doing 16 an hour day practices in NBA 2K, trying to make the 2K league. The 2K league, it collapsed this year. You know why? People like to play 2K. We don't want to watch it. We don't want to watch it. I'm sorry. We don't want to watch 20 teams play 5 out in a tournament for an hour apiece per game, and both teams are doing it. Niggas just standing it all across the arc while the point guard dribbles, jacks up a 3. We don't want to see it. It's fucking boring. Hey, the Warriors won though, I guess. You said there was a 2K league? Look, you didn't even know that. Yeah, there was a 2K league for like the last 3-4 years. It just collapsed this year. Or they're restructuring. We don't really know what they're doing. I don't know. We'll see. All that shit's for $500, so you can get some extra Pop-Tarts and pizza rolls. Fuck your pizza rolls. Most big pros make more from YouTube and streaming than winning an event. Yeah, you might as well just be a content creator. Be a content creator. That's why I salute people like Max. Max is like a pro-level fighting game player. This nigga said, I'm not gonna stress myself out trying to win every tournament. I'm good enough where I can advise people on how to get better at the fighting games, as well as inform people on what to expect, as well as mechanics and the culture. He also has a kid, but he was doing that before he had a kid, though. He was doing that before he had a kid. He was ahead of everybody else. Like, goddamn, how many tournaments you gotta win? Marvel Rivals. Speaking of sweat games, let's talk about it. New character announced today. Comic-Con, well, yesterday, I missed this one, but Comic-Con is going on. They announced Thor is coming to the beta, I think next week. And then Jeff the Land Shark. And I'm not going to lie, I was confused when I saw this trailer today because I have no clue who the fuck Jeff the Land Shark is. So I did my Googles, and apparently this is a fairly new character. I was like, that's why I didn't know who the fuck this is. Any Jeff the Land Shark fans? His first comic book appearance was in the West Coast Avengers in 2019. He's on Marvel Snap. I had never heard of this dude. He's coming to Marvel Rivals. Apparently he's popular enough. What does anybody know? Like, what is his powers? He said being a shark. He looks like a troll character, my kind of vibe. Imagine getting your ass beat by this. Mod him to look like Aki. We need some damn gameplay. He's just singing and shit. He hella cute though. Like, what's his powers? Jeff the Land Shark. Powers and abilities. As Jeff the Land Shark possesses legs and the ability to breathe air so he can be a fish out of water without too many issues. He's also equipped with shark teeth and he uses against his opponents. Is he literally just a shark? What the fuck am I looking at, dude? Oh shit. He's Gwenpool's parrot. Don't matter, is cute. What the fuck, bruh? They don't even got a list of his actual powers. King Shark, yep, that's it. That's fucking crazy. Maybe they picked him because it gives them creative control. Let's see, powers and abilities. Jeff is a quadruped land shark with prestigious appetite. His main attack is biting. He possesses the normal attributes of an earth shark. So he's just a shark that can go on land. That's crazy. I mean, I guess technically, I mean, you could argue a shark, at least a great white, has super strength, right? So I guess that you could say he has super strength, I guess. At least with the bite. Like, yeah, I gotta see some gameplay. If I had to take a wild guess, they picked this character because he's gonna be able to produce cute skins. He's got that lovable personality, and it gives them creative freedom because he doesn't really have like a definitive power set yet. Probably gives them creative freedom. There was a point where he had a symbiote, so creative freedom. That means he might synergize with Venom because they did just put Venom in the game. Bite the fuck out of people. Yeah, we about to pull up and bite people. That's fucking funny. So he's coming to the game as well as Thor. Other news, Sony's hero shooter Concord will not have a battle pass. So if you pay $40, it's very old school. You get everything in the game. They're trying to do something very ambitious where every week they're going to be telling a story and dropping cutscenes, as well as like new content and all that. Although I think this game is probably DOA because the internet decided it was trash before anybody played it. It's crazy to me how contradicting and hypocritical gamers are, because I've seen so many people posting player counts on Twitter when the beta was out. The beta was free. You could have tried it out and played it, but instead people were posting screenshots of 600 players online saying the game is fucking trash because nobody's on it. Well, if nobody played it, how do you know if it's trash or not? This is, and like, you're allowed to, if you played it, you're allowed to dislike it. Because I thought the game was okay. I was like, I didn't understand the hate. But this is the part where I do agree. I'm like, this is where the part where like gaming discourse is kind of annoying. It's a lot of just miserable people online. How do you know if the game is trash if you literally post it on social media, nobody's playing it? That doesn't mean the game is trash. It means it could be a hidden gem. Overhated for clout? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a new genre of content creators, just impression farming. I literally watched I had to mute this dude. Me and Etho's been talking about him. I'm not gonna say his name, but I literally had to mute a dude today. A video popped up on my timeline on the algorithm on YouTube. Just shitting on, what was it? Shitting on the Suicide Squad. And in the video, like mid-video, he was talking about the Mrs. Freeze shit. We all know it's ass at this point. He said mid-video, and I'm paraphrasing. He was like, now you might be wondering, why do I keep ragging on Suicide Squad so much? Well, he said, it's because I know you guys are gonna click on it. I know you wanna watch it. So I'm like, you don't care. You just know that. I'm like, all right, bro. Yeah, the engagement. I'm like, he's literally admitting to you guys. He called his audience sheep, basically. And they eat it up. Shit's crazy. And then last but not least, PSVR 2. For some reason, overhating everything gets views. Yeah, like you're allowed to hate it, but the overhate is crazy to me. I'm playing Mass Effect. I just met the Reaper. This shit is crazy. My favorite thing about people who just start playing Mass Effect is I've not seen anybody say they hate that game. All I ever see is, man, I wish I would have played this sooner. I love it. I love it. PSVR 2 app appears on Steam, hints at PC compatibility date. So if you care about PSVR coming to PC, the app has appeared, all but confirming it is coming to PC. But I'm here to let Sony know your core audience didn't want it. We here at PC, we don't want it either. But they're still going to put it out. Last we checked, they had a warehouse stacked to the ceiling, like a Costco warehouse of like 100,000 units of PSVR 2s, because apparently nobody bought this shit. That's why they're bringing it to the PC. They stopped making them because they can't sell them. Should you start from the beginning? Absolutely. Mass Effect 1, all the decisions you make in 1 and 2 carry over. So the decisions you make in 1 carry over to 2 and the 2 to 3. If you hop, and also you won't understand the story. If you hop into 2 and 3, you will not understand the story. So yeah, play the first one. Yeah, don't be like JG. So that's what I got for you, the first batch of articles. What up, Sweet Disaster?